Y'all know that jealousy and envy is an evil spirit, right? Yes, it is. And depending on how much that person acts on that evil spirit of envy and jealousy, that spirit can turn to a demon. Most of my content talks about what people will do to the nth degree when they let that spirit of evil and jealousy take over to the point to where it's demonic. Many of us have been gaslit our entire lives about what we've experienced by the hands of someone who is completely envious. And since that spirit want to make itself known so casually, and everyone wants to agree with it so casually, I'm going to tell you what you're agreeing with. And then from there, you can make an educated guess on if this is something that you want to continue pursuing within yourself or not. So this video is going to tell you what it is, what it does, yet I'm also going to let you know how you can fix it if that is something you don't want to keep with you. First off, it's not a secret. We can feel the envy and jealousy. You're not fooling anyone. We've been saying it all of these years, all right? We see the non-support. We see the non-motivation. We are aware of the energy shifts when they happen. We are aware of the loud silence that happens when we have an accomplishment and we tell someone and there is nothing. We see the looks and hear the huffs and puffs. Depending on how tapped in you are, you can actually see their eyes cloud over when that spirit comes to the forefront. This is very real. We are very aware of the spirit. Unfortunately, because we aren't like that to our friends, we're not in secret competition with our friends or secretly jealous of our friends. We're like, oh, they're not like that to me. They're just, they're not going to do anything about it. They're just a little jealous. It's okay. No. And it is very important to know it is not normal to be envious or jealous of someone that you call a friend. That is not normal at all. Actually, it's not normal to be jealous of anyone. No one walking this earth. It is not normal to have a spirit of envy or jealousy for anyone that is walking this earth. Okay? Okay, so let's let class begin. So look, first off, I want to let it be very known that I do not prescribe to any religion or spiritual system, okay? When you align yourself with the Most High, truth is truth, and truth lets itself be plain and clear. Truth is seen in all things, in all people, in this whole world, all right? And that's all I'm going to say about that. Envy and jealousy is a spiritual thing. It manifests itself in the physical reality. We can feel it, we can see it, but it is a spiritual thing, so it has to be tapped out in the spiritual realm. We are spirits living a physical or human experience. Our spirit is in these vessels moving around, okay? This is the body that we're in is from the physical lineage that we are in, but we also have a spiritual lineage as well. Since we are in a Christian country, I'm going to explain this in Christian terms because most people are aware of that. Let's go by the 10 Commandments. Jealousy and envy is so bad that it is mentioned 2 times in the 10 Commandments to not do it. And they use the word covet, okay? Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, and thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods. So there are 3 words in this lesson that you need to understand. Covet, envy, and jealousy, okay? To covet something means to strongly desire, envy, or crave something that does not belong to you. And the best way I can speak about jealousy and envy in the lamest terms and how I became to understand it is jealousy is when you have something that you don't want anyone else to have. To envy something is when someone else has something that you do not have, but you want. I personally think the reason why it said twice is because that spirit is so nasty, so wicked, so slithery and manipulative that it will take over a person and could possibly take a person's life. That's how big this envious spirit can get. So how does a person come to even get this evil spirit in the first place? So it starts with a whisper. That's why when we were told, when we were young, we was in church, and it was like, y'all can't whisper because that's how the demons talk. The demons talk in whispers. That's why we were told we couldn't whisper. So it starts with that whisper of whatever that person deems they want from somebody else. And it could be anything. All right. It depends on the person and where they're at in their life and how they see themselves of what they're jealous of. It could be everything. It could be one thing. But as soon as that person accepts that whisper and now becomes a thought within themselves, now they have accepted the evil spirit. It's that fast. It's an acceptance thing. Once it's accepted, that spirit of envy and jealousy starts connecting to the person's body, to their brain, to their nervous system, to different parts of their body. When the person accepts that evil spirit, they have now become a host. The person's moral beliefs and how well they stick to them is how much this evil spirit is going to be able to take over their body. Some people just let themselves be a little bit envious, right? They talk, they roll their eyes, they do that kind of stuff. But other people, once you start making a physical movement with that envy and jealousy in mind, that evil spirit starts taking over. So when you start taking action toward that person or thing that you're envious or jealous of, you have given more control of your body to that evil spirit. The more that person acts on and accepts the thoughts and actions of this negative spirit, the more it takes over their body. All right. Now it is a symbiotic relationship because the person, the host, is still choosing to do these things. This evil spirit is using this person's body to act out and to hurt the person or the people around them. Okay? Now, once it gets to that point, once it gets to the point where a person's like, I just didn't know what I was doing. I was just so jealous. I was so envious. That is when it has become a demon, because that person can no longer stop it. That person can no longer have a moral ground to say, no, this is not right. I will not do this. So now that we know what the jealous and envious spirit does and how it got to be where it's at, we're going to talk about how do you get rid of it. If you're a person that's like, oh, I didn't even know it was like that. I don't want that. I don't want to live like that. I don't like the way it makes me feel. I don't want to be a jealous person. I don't want to be an envious person. All right. So now if that is you, in order for me to get my point across, I'm going to talk directly to you. Okay. So I can make it very clear. If you are jealous or envious of anyone, it has absolutely nothing to do with the person you're jealous or envious of. It has everything to do with you. You have to get to the root of why you think that person or thing is better than you, to where that you put all of this negative energy to this external thing that you can't control. It has absolutely nothing to do with your life. You have your own purpose. That person might be good at gymnastics, all right? But your genius might be making the best cat house, to where you have the best cat house within you, and it could sell, it could be the most best-selling cat house in the world. But you too worried about looking at this person flip that you're not looking at your own genius and what you have to offer to this world. You were born here for a reason. You were not put here to be mad at somebody else's path and try to stop their path. You have your own greatness within you, but it's up to you to figure that out. You have your own light. You have your own magnetism. If you take all of that energy that you have on somebody else and put it on yourself, you will be where you want to be in life. You won't have to look at somebody else and what they got going on because you're focused on your own self and your own life and being the light that you're supposed to be. You have to see the worthiness of your own self, even if no one is telling you. You have to know that you are special and divinely made because you're here. You're breathing. You have a purpose, and your life is to live that purpose for whatever reason why you're here. And when you get to that point, when you can look at yourself in the mirror and be grateful for who you are, how you look, everything that you can do, even if you're learning how to do new things and it's hard or whatever it is that you're doing, when you can truly look at yourself and be grateful for who you are, that is when that envious and jealous spirit ceases to exist. Because when you see the greatness in yourself, you are able to see the greatness in other people and congratulate them on it. You will literally be so happy, genuinely happy, at the great happenings that happen in other people's lives, instead of looking at it with disdain. Now, because you know you're worthy, you know you deserve the greatness in life, you know that you have your own lot in this life that is for you to get, where you're not looking at them and what they got going on and being envious and jealous and mad at it. You're happy for them because you're happy for yourself. You're happy for what you have. So now when you're happy for yourself, you can be happy for other people. The problem with this world is not hate. The issue and the problem is jealousy and envy. And if you're anything like me, you get more excited about other people's stuff than they are. You are genuinely happy and excited for the great things that other people have going on in their life. So now, it's up to you. It's up to you if you're going to keep that envious and jealous spirit, or you are going to go within. You're going to heal. You're going to find the greatness that you are, and you're going to live it. If not, you will fall by the wayside and you will leave this earth with a spirit that is not going to help you succeed. It is only going to bring you detriment, especially now, since the veil has lifted and that jealous and envious spirit has so casually let itself be known when it has hid in the darkness and in the shadows for all of these years. It's your choice. And it's up to you to do the work if you do not want to be attached to that spirit or be around people who have aligned themselves with that jealous and envious spirit. It's up to you. It's your choice. You going to do the work? Or are you going to still keep being envious and jealous? The choice is yours.